Giovanni Agnelli is undoubtedly one of the most influential names in Italian business history, known for creating the automotive giant Fiat and transforming not only the automotive industry, but the Italian economy as a whole. His life is a story of vision, innovation and perseverance, which took him from a relatively modest childhood to becoming one of the richest and most powerful businessmen in Europe. His legacy continues not only in the world of automobiles, but also in sectors such as banking, media, and sports. Early life, the birth of a visionary. Giovanni Agnelli was born on August 13, 1866 in Villaperosa, a small town in the Piedmont region of northern Italy. He came from a family of middle-class landowners, with access to a privileged education, but his life was destined for a quiet existence in the countryside, managing the family lands. However, from an early age, Agnelli showed a curiosity that would take him far beyond the limits of his rural environment. At the end of the 19th century, Italy was in the process of industrialization, although it still lagged behind other European nations such as Germany, France, or the United Kingdom. It was in this context of economic and social change that Agnelli found his true calling. Instead of settling for managing the family lands, he became interested in the opportunities offered by the new industrial era, and eventually decided to venture into the world of business. The founding of Fiat, the beginning of an era. The big turning point in Giovanni Agnelli's life came in 1899, when he met a group of investors who were interested in automobile manufacturing, an industry that was just beginning to take off at the time. Automobiles were a rarity, regarded more as luxury toys for the rich than as a tool of mass transportation. However, Agnelli saw the potential in this new technology. At 33 years old, he decided to join these investors to found the company Fabbrica Italiana Automobili Torino, better known as Fiat. On July 11, 1899, Fiat was officially established, and Agnelli, as one of the main shareholders, was included in the company's board of directors. In its early years, Fiat was a small company with just 150 employees and limited production, making only a few cars a year. However, Agnelli had a clear vision. It was not just about making cars, but about making them accessible to a much wider audience. Fiat growth and consolidation, the era of expansion. From the beginning, Agnelli showed a visionary approach to running the company. He realized that the key to success lay not only in technological innovation, but also in production efficiency and the company's expansion into new markets. One of his first important decisions was the construction of a new factory in Legnato, Turin, in 1923. This plant became a symbol of Fiat's growth and was a testament to Agnelli's ambition to turn the company into an industrial giant. The Legnato factory, with its iconic rooftop test track, was not only an architectural marvel, but also a preview of the innovative mindset that drove Agnelli. The road to success was not easy. Fiat faced numerous challenges in its early years, including economic difficulties and the disruption caused by World War I. Despite these obstacles, Agnelli proved to be a relentless leader, able to adapt the company's strategy to changing circumstances. During the war, Fiat shifted its production to manufacturing military vehicles and equipment, which helped keep the company in business. After the war, Agnelli led Fiat toward rapid expansion, diversifying its production and securing its position as the leading automobile manufacturer in Italy. Overcoming economic and political crises. As Fiat grew, so did Giovanni Agnelli's personal fortune. Initially a middle-class businessman with great ambitions, he soon became one of the richest men in Italy. Part of his financial success was due to his ability to take calculated risks. While other Italian businessmen were limited to operating within the country's borders, Agnelli had a more global mindset. He quickly identified the importance of exports in establishing international trade relations. However, success was not without challenges. The Great Depression of 1929 hit the world economy hard, and Fiat was no exception. During this crisis, Agnelli once again demonstrated his ability to manage difficult times. He implemented drastic measures to cut expenses, refinance debts, and keep the company afloat. While many other companies succumbed to economic pressure, Fiat managed to survive, cementing Agnelli's reputation as a brilliant strategist with a long-term vision. World War II and the resurgence of Fiat. The most difficult period for Giovanni Agnelli and Fiat came during the Second World War. Italy, under the fascist regime of Benito Mussolini, allied itself with Nazi Germany, and Fiat, like many other Italian industrial companies, was forced to participate in the war effort, manufacturing military vehicles, airplanes, and other equipment essential to the war. Although these years were turbulent, Agnelli was able to maneuver carefully, keeping Fiat in operation and avoiding more serious political reprisals, despite his ties to the fascist regime. By the end of the war, Italy was devastated, its industrial infrastructure in ruins, and the economy in chaos. Agnelli was briefly removed from the management of Fiat after the fall of the fascist regime, but soon returned to control of the company. With his leadership, Fiat played a crucial role in the reconstruction of Italy, helping to revive the automotive industry and contributing to the country's economic renaissance in the 1950s and 1960s. One of the most important milestones in this period was the launch of the Fiat 500 in 1957. This small, affordable car not only became a symbol of the Italian economic miracle, but also brought Fiat onto the international stage. The Fiat 500 democratized automobile access for millions of people and cemented Agnelli's vision of making automobiles accessible to all, transforming personal mobility in Europe and beyond. Diversification and globalization, Agnelli's strategic vision. Throughout his career, Giovanni Agnelli showed a remarkable ability to anticipate market changes and adapt Fiat's strategy accordingly. Although the company began as an automobile manufacturer, Agnelli quickly understood the importance of diversifying. Under his leadership, Fiat expanded into other sectors, including the manufacturing of trains, airplanes, and agricultural machinery. This diversification helped Fiat remain competitive and resilient in the face of future economic crises. In addition to expanding Fiat's operations domestically and internationally, Agnelli also cultivated strategic relationships with the political elites of Italy and Europe. During Mussolini's regime, Agnelli maintained a cautious relationship with the government, allowing him to protect Fiat's interests in difficult times. After the war, he supported the creation of the European Economic Community, EEC, anticipating that international cooperation would be key to the growth of European industry. Under his leadership, Fiat not only became one of the most important companies in Italy, but also a key player on the European industrial scene. Fiat expanded its presence in Latin America and other emerging markets, taking the brand to new horizons and positioning itself as a leader in the globalization of the automotive industry. A legacy that lasts. Giovanni Agnelli died on December 16, 1945, leaving an indelible legacy in the business world and in the history of Italy. His grandson, Giovanni Agnelli, took the reins of Fiat and continued the company's expansion, consolidating its position in sectors such as banking, media, and sports. The acquisition of Chrysler in 2009 was one of the most important moves in the company's recent history, allowing Fiat to thrive in an increasingly competitive global market. Giovanni Agnelli's legacy is not limited to the creation of Fiat. His story is a testament to vision and perseverance, an example of how an entrepreneur can transform an idea into a global empire. Throughout his life, Agnelli demonstrated an extraordinary ability to adapt to changes in the world and overcome the most difficult challenges. Today, when thinking about the history of the automobile and the economic development of Italy, the name of Giovanni Agnelli remains synonymous with innovation, success, and industrial progress.